You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Wednesday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
Another development in the Diddy case. I don't know if you saw this bizarre headline that came out from the trial. Jane Doe claims she and Diddy role-played as Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan during the freak-offs.
Doing what?
I don't know.
Just going around dunking on people.
Like, they put on sweatbands and basketball shorts. Like, they drawn up plays.
Man was locked in.
One of the craziest parts is because, like, there's all these, like, stories about him hiring all these male escorts and stuff.
Right, yeah.
So not only would he dress up as Kobe, he would hire a male escort to portray Shaquille O'Neal as well.
Damn.
Yeah.
What a gig to be that security guard, or I guess male escort. To get the call from Diddy that's like, you're my Shaq.
I mean, Kobe was kind of a hot dude, but like Shaquille O'Neal to role play as? I'm just doing that weird voice.
I just feel like you got to be built a very specific way as a male escort to be Shaquille O'Neal.
What are you doing, breaking backboards? Like
breaking backs?
For sure you are. Yeah, no doubt. They're like setting up pick and rolls for each other. Like,
just go to, you know what he's doing? He's going around to anybody who's pulled something and he's just dabbing that icy hot.
I mean, I know like a lot of couples and people role play, but usually it's like what? Like as like a nurse, like a teacher or something.
Right.
Like,
There's some sort of like romantic aspect to it. And while I am personally a huge fan of Shaquille O'Neal, both as a basketball player and in the entertainer life he's chosen afterwards, I don't think I've ever heard him referred to as sexy.
What was the angle? Because I know Kobe and Shaq didn't like each other. Maybe he was like in his mind them getting back together. Like,
this was the reconciliation. Yeah.
That'd be like if I went home tonight to Courtney and I was like, I want to role play as Don Cherry tonight. I'm gonna just give you thumbs up all night and call you a good Canadian kid.
You're Don Cherry and she's one of the Sedines.
No, she's Ron McLean. She doesn't get a word in. That's what turns me on. 762-555. What would be the weirdest thing to role play as?
Brock and Dalby.
Yeah. Every 15 seconds, I'm Dalby.
Walk into the bedroom, I'm Dalby.
That's what you say at the end, yeah.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
How's about the two old grumpy guys from the Muppets sat up in the pedestal?
Brother Jay, please put some respect on Statler and Waldorf's names. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Statler and Waldorf.
Is that like more in the moment, or is that like the people who watch? Like
all of the above, man.
You go to a swingers party and you just talk the whole time?
Just two old dudes with bald caps sitting off to the side going, oh, what a great 2 minutes that was.
And here he thought he was a great man. Oh.
Did you hear she called him big? No, she called him a big disappointment.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know what yesterday was? The coaching debut.
Did you catch a W?
Big win in the books, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go, white team. That's who you guys are, right?
We are the Whites. Yeah, it was a big day for the Whites yesterday.
Oh, God, don't word it like that.
Not only a big win, but I like to think that there was actually some coaching involved in that.
Yeah?
Because, again, we talked about this when I got roped into coaching my son's
But you got no
soccer
idea
team.
what you're doing.
I have no clue what I'm doing. So, really, for the most part, it was just making sure that the kids were subbing on and off. It's not a super competitive league. So you're really just making sure everybody's getting playing time.
Yeah.
But at one point, we had a 2-goal lead, and just like the Edmonton Oilers, we found a way to blow it. And so the other team called for subs, and I called a quick timeout. I brought the kids in. I gave them a little speech about teamwork.
Hell yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, in the last seconds of the game, we scored the go-ahead goal and won the game 6-5.
How fired up were you on the inside?
Oh, but not even on the inside. I was way too fired up for kids soccer. I was high-fiving all the kids, cheering. There's like because it's a U9 soccer. There's a group of 8 U9 kids that just lost in the gray team. Hey, great job, gray team. Look good out
Sure,
there.
shout out to the gray team. Yeah,
shout out to Team Gray. But they're all like bummed out because we literally scored the goal. Shout out Mateo, who scored the game-winning goal. And then the game ended, like right away, the ref blew the final whistle. So these kids just got robbed. And I'm like, woo!
I was going to say, man, like I've never thought about it before. Coaching kids sports is probably hard not to get jacked up in those situations.
Well, I mean, that's just it, right? And like my son's on the team, so like he played goalie for a little bit, made a couple of saves, was playing defense. Like I was really pumped for him.
The kids dump like juice boxes on you or something, like you're John Madden. Like...
No, I think for just game one, we didn't have any like elaborate celebrations.
Setting the tone very nicely though, Dalby.
That's what I'm saying. Like I went to one of the organizers, the guy who asked me if I would coach the team, and I was like, I think I kind of want to retire, right? 1-0.
Yeah, winning record.
Go out on top. Why come back next week and risk the record?
I didn't think about it until friend of the show Justin texted in, but you are living in a movie right now.
Honestly, a little bit, yeah. Like the father of a player gets unsanctimoniously roped into coaching the team.
It's Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell. Someone did ask, did you take them out for game-winning pizza after the game?
No, so here's the thing. Like, I didn't know what the protocol was, right? I mean, even this whole thing's been very unofficial. Like, when I showed up, a guy just walked over and gave me a hat and was like, all right, coach, your team's over there. So we went over to the field, and the kids all saw the hat, and one of the dads was even like, oh, are you the coach? And I'm like, I guess. Then after the game, like, I brought everybody together. Like, my coach has always taught me, hip, hip, hooray, 3 cheers, 1 for the other team. Shake hands in the line, and then all of a sudden, every kid that wasn't biologically mine just disappeared. Like, they all scattered, and I was like, oh, okay, well, see you next week.
You got to fulfill some of the, like, TV or movie tropes of coaches. You have to take them. I guess Pizza Hut isn't a thing anymore, but you got to take them out for, like, pizza one day after a game, right?
Right.
I think on top of that, well, you gave a speech, you said.
That's the thing. That was probably the most, like, TV/movie tropey thing was, like, the game was starting to go downhill. I rallied them with a speech, and then we won.
Gave them some inspiration.
And obviously, I'm not on the field, but I felt like in that moment, I was like, I did
So
it.
check on motivational speech on the year. I think you have to have, like, a bonding moment with a kid who's maybe having a bad time at home. That always happens in these movies, right?
I mean, all the parents seemed pretty loving, but I'll see if I can suss out the troubled
The
kid.
season is just starting.
That's right.
There's bound to be a divorce in one kid's life or something.
I'm still trying to learn their names, if I'm being honest.
Sure.
I've got 2 of them down. One is my son, and the other one is Mateo, who's really good at soccer.
Okay, so then check you actually found your favorite kid on the team.
Yeah, it's not my son either, which is crazy.
Is it Mateo?
Mateo was lights out.
Is he Italian, by the way?
I mean, the name would imply.
Yeah. It's like Kicking and Screaming. Give the ball to the Italians.
I mean, it was kind of there.
Yeah. Then there has to be a part of the season where you get maybe 2 into winning, and then you and your son kind of have like a little thing where maybe you start benching him.
These are the very special episodes of the series where like things get a
You're
little bit
taking
dark.
things too intense. Your son starts saying he doesn't want to play. You have to have a turning moment and realize that it's not just about winning.
I mean, I feel like if that's going to happen, it's going to be because you keep trying to get gambling action going on my son's games. I think that's maybe the cause.
And then the final thing that you need to do this year is you need to lead the team to the finals. But for some reason, you bail last minute on the team and stop coaching them.
Okay.
Only to, on game day, show up and make that comeback and not let the kids down.
And the players at first are like, oh, who brought this guy back? But by halftime, we all come together.
You have one more speech.
Yeah.
You look at the kid who's having a divorce and you go, get in there, buddy.
And hopefully it's not my son.
Maybe that's why you stopped coaching.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
A family in BC is challenging their relative's will after $1 million was left behind after she passed away to a male escort.
Hey, Grandma knew what she liked, all right?
Well, the family is saying that 3 months before she passed away, she left the bulk of her estate to this man, and it was shortly after her husband had passed away that I guess she had seen this man of the night. And
Did she see him? Did she see him one time, or
No.
was this like, oh, okay? So
it was like an ongoing thing.
He didn't like get in there and change her life with one go.
It was like her hubby had died. She was feeling alone. She got
Right.
some companionship or whatever. Now, the weird thing is the people that are challenging this is her niece and her nephew. They're seeking to have the will overturned, which would then put them to like next of kin to inherit the money.
Oh, she didn't have kids. She
Yeah.
just had an escort.
So the thing is like it's a wild thing to find out that you were never as close with
Right.
your aunt as
Yeah.
this guy was.
I mean, you're the niece and the nephew. You know what I mean? Like, if it was son and daughter being left out of the will for a male escort, that's harsh.
Yeah.
That hurts. You're the niece and the nephew. Like, how close are you realistically with your aunts?
Yeah, I mean, there was one that I was really close with, but like not as close as this guy probably was.
Not as close as the male escort who, you know what? Sex work is real work, and Grandma knew what she wanted. If she was willing in her 80s to pay for a man's company, you know who is in charge of that relationship? She was.
Yeah.
She was the she was the boss.
You got a good point. I mean, you can be as close as your relatives as you want, but there's certain things in life that you really can't give them, you know?
There's things you shouldn't give them at the very least.
Yeah.
This is the Brock and Dalby podcast.
Over the weekend, I went to my buddy's Stag and Doe party to raise money for the wedding there, which we were chatting that like everybody calls it something different. There's Stag and Doe. There's Buck and Doe.
Yeah.
There's Shag and Doe. I've heard people call it before.
See, and then the thing is, too, is like, if you go all the way out west, like when I was living in BC, Alberta, Northwest Territories, not even a thing. Wasn't until I went to Manitoba, even Saskatchewan, that I even found out that a Stag and Doe was a thing that exists.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. But you're right. It is the same general idea of let's celebrate a couple and help them fund their wedding.
Let's have a toonie bar and get drunk and give them some money.
Absolutely dickered, yeah.
Jack and Jill is another one, but Courtney was telling me that one of her clients, they are having one, and they're calling it a Pam and Tommy.
Oh, no. Like Pam Anderson, Tommy Lee.
I kind of love that idea. It kind of sounds like it's going to be a fun party.
It's a Stag and Doe, but it happens on a boat, and there's cameras everywhere.
And I was thinking, like, you could just call this whatever you want. If you're going to call it a Pam and Tommy, you could call it a Jack and Diane.
Yeah. Lots of chili dogs for everybody. That would be good.
Sucking on chili dogs.
Call it a salt and pepper. Only one of you's getting spicy tonight. The other one's pretty
If you're
straight.
in the office, a Pam and Jim works perfect, too.
Oh, Pam and Jim would be good, but you got to have the X's there. That's the big key.
Yes.
The X's have to be in attendance.
The whole thing's being filmed.
Yeah.
A Sid and Nancy if you're punk rock.
A Sam and Diane if you go back to Cheers.
Yeah. A Shrek and Fiona. Let's get the love story in the end.
Instead of an open bar, everything is labeled as a potion.
Yeah. Or it could be a Shrek and Donkey, depending on the couple, you
Hey,
know?
listen, we are not here to judge. It could even be a donkey and dragon, all right? We are very open.
Oh, we're judging if it's a donkey and dragon.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Still calling it Scotty and Fiona.
Oh, yeah.
A which?
Scotty and Fiona?
Oh,
Scotty doesn't
I've
know.
never seen that movie.
You've never seen Euro Trip before?
I know Scotty doesn't know and all that stuff, but I have never seen the movies. It took me a second.
Well, I thought it was a great phone call until Dalby ruined
I'm
it.
sorry.
And we all have those moments.
Yeah, Dalby doesn't know.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Safe to say that the Sphere in Las Vegas has been a groundbreaking innovation for concerts, right?
Oh, yeah.
The whole visuals and everything. The Dead and Company were back there for another set, and they actually decided to prank fans at the Sphere. Here, watch this video or text DEAD to 762-555 if you want to see it. They made it look like the screen glitched out there.
Oh, yeah, like it went into the color test pattern like you see when TV channels used to go off the air at night.
Then the screen goes blue. Everyone's kind of confused.
Oh, it's the blue screen of death.
They start showing all these like error messages like it was your computer that just got a virus.
You just downloaded something off LimeWire.
Text DEAD to 762-555. You got to see this video. It's just error
Oh my
message,
God.
error message.
And they're so huge because the screen is like massive in there.
And
Oh
then
God, they're moving like you won solitaire.
And then it turned out to be a prank as you start seeing the Grateful Dead logo pop up there. Which is a great prank, but also a cruel prank because if you've ever seen any of these videos of Dead and Company, there are some people that are out of their minds at this show.
Well, I mean, that's just it. Going to a Grateful Dead concert in no sense of sobriety is a long-standing tradition, and to do something like that probably gave someone a panic attack.
Dude, someone probably had like an absolute freak out in there because of it.
Full breakdown. It's because, again, everything's so big and it's loud and just like, oh no, what's happening?
I do think they should start doing more stuff like this. They should just have someone come on the screen and go, nightmare, nightmare, nightmare.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We got this message on the bad line yesterday after the show.
Hey guys, how you doing this morning? I would just like to ask a quick question. When somebody said something tastes like what are they actually comparing it to? And do they eat that other stuff on a regular basis just to keep the taste in their head? All right, you guys have a good day. Bye.
Because you can't truly appreciate that something tastes good unless you know what tastes bad.
It is a good point because, I mean, speaking for myself, I have not done that.
No.
But, I mean, we all use it, right?
Absolutely. It's a common way to describe something that you don't care for, is to say it tastes like 7448.
And the word, let's say ship, for radio purposes, it can be used in a negative or a positive, because if I had your food and I said, this is the ship,
then
that's a good thing. But if I say it tastes like ship,
right,
then it's a bad thing.
It's weird because you said like it is the ship. If you take the out and just say this is ship, we're back to bad. The does a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence to elevate whatever it is you're talking about from something bad to being something good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, aside from all of that, it's just used to describe excrement.
It's kind of like how Australians use the C#, right?
Right.
Like it can be a very negative thing here, but it's just a complimentary thing out there, right?
It's not even adjusting words. It's just the tone of their voice. If they say it in sort of like an up sounding, that's a really good friend. If they say it down sounding, that's a bad person.
Well, even the F word, right? Like you can use it in the most positive way or the most negative way, depending on like your tone, all that kind of stuff.
It really is like all the different, verbs, adjectives, nouns, everything. The F word fits. It is one of the only words in the English language that fits into every single category of our language and is functional that way.
It can be anger, it can be happiness, it can be emotions, it can be sexual, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It could get you $1 million from a grieving widow, depending on how things go,
And then there's the other F word, fine, which is like the scariest thing to hear in a relationship sometimes.
The scariest thing to hear in a relationship because maybe things actually are fine, or maybe things are fine, but also maybe you got a fine, and that's also scary.
Maybe you looking fine too.
Oh, there you go. See, that's another one of the positive sides.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We got friend of the show, Kevin, on the phone. Kevin, what's a word that has like completely different meanings depending on how you say it?
Suck and blow. For example, this goalie sucks. This goalie blows.
Okay, we don't have to talk about the Leafs.
Yeah. Well, they mean the exact same thing, but they're complete opposite words, technically. But if you use it right, then they mean the exact same thing, right?
And you can use them in a whole nother way that we won't talk about.
Well,
too.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to go there.
And that has nothing to do with the Toronto Maple Leafs either.
No. Oh, well.
Hey,
boys.
Thanks for chatting, man.
Yeah, my boss is giving me the side eye, so I better get off the phone.
Yeah, well, tell him he sucks and blows.
There you go.
I will.
We got someone else on the line here. What's a word that can mean two different things depending on how you use it, man?
Oh, daddy, for sure.
Oh, no. Daddy has one meaning, and everyone else means Jesus.
Well, it used to be all sweet and innocent. These days, I don't even know, man. Mommy doesn't go the same way, though, does it?
It's starting to, though. That's the problem. Yeah, with things like muscle mommies, and there's like a wrestler that calls herself Mommy now, and it's become this huge thing.
Yeah.
Mommy is becoming just as corrupted as Daddy.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole generation of kids that are never going to call their fathers daddy.
Oh, my God.
First names all around.
No, father is making a huge comeback soon.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Joey Chestnut has announced that he is officially back for the Nathan's 4th of July hot dog eating contest. And he put out a statement on Twitter that said, "This event means the world to me. It's a cherished tradition, a celebration of American culture, and a huge part of my life.
Stuffing 70 hot dogs in your face
It's an American tradition.
It's a celebration of American culture if I've ever heard one, brother.
I mean, it is a huge part of his life. I mean, there's probably a good part of his body that's part hot dog at this point.
If nobody cared about the Coney Island 4th of July hot dog eating contest, he would have to get a regular job. I mean, you think about it, right? His whole life has been this. He is independently wealthy and globally famous because of this one specific contest. That's pretty impressive.
He'd be just, probably some guy's like weird coworker that they're like, do you know Joey can eat like 70 hot dogs?
That's just it. He'd have his picture up on the wall at like 5 or 6 different burger establishments around whatever city he lived in as a guy who defeated their challenges or whatever. He'd be like a local myth instead of a global brand.
And a wife that's like really sad. That's like, Joey, please stop.
I just want to go out for one nice dinner where we each get one plate of food and nobody's cheering you on.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I don't know if you talked about it yesterday or even saw, but Jag Meet Singh is catching some heat for going to the Kendrick Lamar concert.
Getting called a goof by Drake, which when it's coming from Drake feels like it hurts more.
If you don't know, there's beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake because Kendrick Lamar called him a pedophile, all this stuff, right?
At the Super Bowl, by the way.
True. But then Jag Meet Singh had to apologize because people caught him in the crowd, and he released a public apology saying, I went for SZA, not Kendrick. I was born in this city. I love this city. But real talk, I get it. I shouldn't have gone at all.
To be clear, he did not have to apologize. He is a grown man who spent his own money on concert tickets and apologized harder to Drake than he did to any constituent that he let down in his political career.
I was going to say, it's crazy the things that a politician will and won't apologize for.
There are things that Jag Meet Singh should be saying sorry for. They should not be to Drake.
But then I was also thinking, like, is there a band or an artist that you would, like, heavily be mad at someone for going to go see? Like, and take politics out of it or anything like that, but, like, I don't know. To be honest, maybe if Diddy doesn't go to jail, if I heard like a buddy was going to a Diddy concert like that, maybe R. Kelly, something like that.
I was just going to say R. Kelly's another one. Like when you hear of people who are like, oh, I just picked up the album or rebought or like thinking about it's like, but you know better. Kanye West is probably the perfect example.
Yeah.
Kanye West is still out and free and doing music. And we probably shouldn't be going to support that.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of bands that I hear and I'm like, you're into that band? But like, I don't know. I'm not going to be mad at you for going to a concert.
Like, I know that there are people who are actively watching the Headley trials to like see if they can ever go see a concert again. And it's like, you don't have to snitch on yourself. You don't have to tattle like that. You could just not talk about it.
I feel like maybe not mad, but I would judge someone if they were going to like a hologram show. If you paid a bunch of money to go to one of those Kiss hologram shows that they're planning on doing.
Or even, because isn't like Gene's plan to have like a Kiss army of tribute bands? That's another one where it's like, no, to be honest, even going to see actual Kiss now, I would probably judge. It's 2025.
You know what
I'm going to see?
You know what I would judge someone for? If you're like a grown adult and you're going to like Paw Patrol Live or Mini Kids and you don't have kids, I'm heavily judging you on that.
Bluey the musical is coming to town and you are a childless adult. Stay your ass at home.
Not only am I judging you, but we're putting you on a list.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You're talking about going to concerts, and I'm glad he doesn't listen to the station, but my brother just went to England to see Baby Metal.
To see Baby Metal?
Yeah, and he's 60.
For anyone that doesn't know, Baby Metal is like a Japanese group that started off with like 14-year-old girls to like doing anime music to like heavy metal riffs.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like, it's cool, but there's a certain demographic that really is way too into it.
And he keeps telling me about it all the time, and I've tried listening to it, and I just somehow can't get into it.
No,
I don't want to judge him for going because you like what you like. But he missed the Toronto concert last year, so he decided to go to England to see it. And then he found that they're coming to Toronto in 5 weeks, and he's going to see them there as well.
Let's get real. That's one of those ones where, like, you're going for, like, 25% of the music.
Yeah.
75% to watch these girls dance.
Yeah.
I don't want to judge him for it. I love my brother dearly, but I just can't get into it. It's
Hey,
wow.
I don't judge fellas for going to the strip club, but it's the same thing, you know?
Oh, God.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Describe him to me!
It's Bad Song Descriptions on Win Stuff with Brock and Dalby.
I don't get it.
All right, we've got $100 in Lotto Max tickets for tonight's jackpot, and Dalby has got a bad song description for you. If you can figure it out, $100 in Lotto Max tickets is yours.
You need to give us the name of the song that I am poorly describing, and you need to give us the artist or the band that performs it. You win $100. And remember, it is a Lotto Max jackpot tonight worth $25 million.
All right, we've got 3 callers on hold here. If they all fail, we will just keep going until we get a winner, but we start on line 1 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Who's Rich?
All right, Rich, you get the idea, right? I give you the bad description. You tell me what song I'm talking about?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, today it is a song about just trying to find one person who doesn't suck.
Is it Loser by Beck?
Okay, I see where you're going.
No,
Not
it's
Loser by
Loser
Beck.
All right, we go on here. Caller number 2, what's your name?
Nick.
Yeah, a song about just trying to find one person that doesn't suck.
What do you think?
Hold You in My Arms by Ray LaMontagne.
Great song. Never thought I'd hear someone reference it on the show. But no, not that one. Sorry, man.
Take care, man. All right, we keep
What
going
a
here.
pull.
Caller number 3, what's your name?
Cameron.
All right, a song about just trying to find one person who doesn't suck.
Somebody to Love by Queen.
Good guess, wrong answer.
All right, caller number 4 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this? Turn your radio down, fella.
Yeah, I got no idea, man. Sorry.
All right, thanks for calling.
At least he's honest with himself.
Yeah.
Caller number 5, what's your name?
My name's Jesse.
Jesse, what's a song about just trying to find one person who doesn't suck?
I'm going to go with Need Somebody by Kings of Leon.
Ah, I see where your head's at, but no, that is not the right answer.
Oh, damn, we're stumping everyone this morning.
We're
here.
on 6 now.
6, what's your name?
Braden.
Braden, a song about just trying to find one person who doesn't suck.
You're My Best Friend by Queen.
I'll say it right now. It is not by Queen.
No.
That's a couple of Queen
I'll give
guesses.
another hint.
Yes.
Is a Canadian artist.
Canadian artist.
It is a Canadian artist, all right? Caller number 7, what's your name?
It's Natalie.
Natalie, a song about just trying to find one person who doesn't suck.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day.
No, they are not Canadian. Might have missed the clue, but
Yes, that's what I thought. Okay.
That's the clue.
All right, remember, a Canadian artist.
Yes.
Give the description.
Solo artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning. Who's this?
It's Jordan.
Jordan, what's a song about trying to find one person who doesn't suck?
Where have all the good people gone? Sam Roberts.
Hey!
Damn right it is. Congratulations, you get the ding and the round of applause. And
Very nice, sir.
$100 in Lotto Max tickets, all right?
Thanks, boys.
And he asked, where have all the good people gone? I ask you, will you give us some nickels and dimes if you happen to win the jackpot tonight?
Of course, boys. Of
Well,
course.
that makes you good people.
That does make them good people.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Just send us a text. Just send us a text. 762-555. Text. Just don't send us nudes. Don't send us your nudes. Ask us all your questions. 762-555.
Seriously, though, please no news.
All right, yeah, let's get Text This Tuesday going here. 762-555. Got a lot of texts coming in. First one says, when did a stranger last see you naked?
When did a stranger last see me naked? Probably at the gym.
Yeah, I was going to say last week at the gym for sure.
I mean, it's been a lot longer than a week for me, but same scenario. You know, you get in the change room, and there's got to be that point where you change to get in the shower.
I mean, it'd be weird if you had a whole nother story.
I mean, that's just it. Like, I'm trying to think of any time other than like the gym or like
Hockey
a locker
change room, yeah.
where somebody would have seen like swimming pool in the, again, change room.
Mm-hmm.
But like just out and about, I mean, probably not since like getting pantsed in high school on a commando day, you know, something like that.
There's sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night to let the dogs out, and because I sleep naked, sometimes I'll pee off the deck. And I always wonder if anyone has ever caught me doing that, which I guess now that I said it, my neighbors know. But
people are going to be watching now.
Yeah.
You're going to get them trail cameras you get for like bird feeders.
That's my bad. That's my bad. What's something you wish was illegal just because it personally annoys you? Speakers in public. Like people who like play their Bluetooth speaker on their bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that drives me crazy.
I mean, not to loop it back to the first one, but people walking around naked in the gym change room. Listen, I understand that we have to take our clothes off to get in and out of the shower or whatever. Some of y'all are too comfortable.
Yeah.
Some of y'all are treating this like it's your bathroom.
Maybe be like a 60-second timer.
Yeah. Just get it done. You know, you don't have to be doing Pilates back there.
Someone said, why do people drive 80 in an 80, then 80 in a 60? Speed or don't speed?
I like the idea being that you're mad at them for not continuing to break the law.
Yeah.
There are just some speeds that feel more reasonable to speed at. You know what I mean? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I get on a highway and the speed limit is 100, I don't even bat an eye going to 110, maybe even 120. But then if the speed limit is 30, like, I wouldn't go 50. It would be like, here we go.
Well, especially with all the speed cameras they're putting up in town, too.
Yeah.
You can't even risk it now.
Sometimes you just gotta know your terrain. If somebody's doing 80 in a 60 and then only doing 80 in an 80, it's probably because they know something.
Someone said, how can we allow politicians to tell us what they will do and we have to pick their lesser evil? Why do we allow them to tell us what to do anyway?
Because the problem is that our best don't run for office because being a politician is a thankless job and no one actually wants to do it other than to give themselves money and power in society. But that's just the short answer.
We can sit here all day and talk about this if you want to.
I mean, that's just the reason that we do the first thing of like letting them tell us what they will do and then not holding them to task to actually do it is because we don't have anybody else to pick. There are very few politicians that actually do all the things they say they're going to do. So it can't be like, well, we'll pick somebody better next time.
Yeah, this isn't like the Lion King, guys. Doesn't work out like that.
What I would pay to see Mark Carney hold up Doug Ford over Pride Rock, though.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is abet. Abet, yep. A-B-E-T, abet.
Oh, yeah.
And it's to actively encourage something, to support or assist someone to do something, usually a crime or wrongdoing. Well, I wouldn't highly advise that. That's probably not your best interest. Anyways, that just about does it. Have a great one. Cheers, you're up.
So it's encouraging or it's a crime?
Yeah, that's Ed from the county legal office letting us know. You've probably heard it more in the full phrase, to aid and abet somebody. Like when somebody is an accessory to a crime, they abet. Like they didn't commit the crime themselves, but they helped someone, getaway driver, that sort of thing. They're abetting. If you want to make things sound a little bit more interesting in your life, next time it comes up, don't ask your friends to help you move. Ask them to abet your getaway.
Yeah. Or, I mean, if you think about, like, Goodfellas or something, he abetted those kids to start working for him.
That's right. Yeah. Even as a minor soccer coach, I am abetting these kids learn lessons on a weekly basis.
And I'm going to start going to your games and making a bet on if you're winning or losing.
Two very separate things, but you're right. That is also abetting.
A lot of these gambling commercials are very abetting to try and get you to gamble.
Whoever takes your bet at the kids' soccer game is abetting your gambling crimes.
A bet. Use it wherever you can. Just don't make bets and ruin your lives, all right?
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby Podcast.